It's Confessional episode, I think, 399. It's hard to tell because Clarky hasn't been uploading any of the episodes recently. But if you're watching us and we're live, that's good enough for me. It's me, Vimesy, in the hosting chair, alongside my good friend Pet, who has made it back from where were you this time?
Jamaica, man.
No, she went of her own accord. Thank you very much. I'm here at least all week. You seem to have lost the hair jewelry from the video.
Oh yeah, well my beats.
Your beads, man. How you mean beads?
Yeah,
You look like a
yeah, beats.
really bad extra on Death in Paradise from that photo you sent us. It was fucking tragic. It
Oh man,
really was.
it's crazy how like you can embed yourself in the culture so quickly.
Really, yeah. I bet they looked at you and thought, "There's a native with
Yeah,
with his Jamaican flag beads in
yeah, man.
and his white vest, looking like a sort of reject from Boys to Men."
Yeah, yeah. Eating my what was I eating? Sugar cane. Do you know what sugar cane is?
I presume you're not snorting it off some Thai
No,
broth.
shall I explain
No.
it to you?
Mm,
It looks like I think about 60% of the world's sugar comes from sugar cane.
yeah.
Like I think the other like 40% comes from I want to say
Sugar beet.
beetroot,
Sugar beet.
but some sugar beans or beets.
Beet.
Beet, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But 40% comes from sugar cane. And sugar cane, like you can eat it raw, right? So I've seen it before, like crunched up like into a drink, and they sell it like in
Yeah, it's called sugar. When you go get your coffee, you can open these little packets and you tip
well,
it
that's
into
when
the
it's
coffee
crystallized.
and it
Yeah,
makes
that's when
it
it's
sweet.
crystallized.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's like
amazing stuff. I'm surprised you've not heard of it
Croydon,
before.
in Croydon Market, they squeeze it down for you. You can drink it, and they must do it in Brixton Market, but I haven't seen it in Brixton. But they've got to do it in Brixton Market. But in Croydon, I've definitely seen it. But this is even what this is even like more organic than that, right? So they're actually selling the wood. So the wood's like imagine like a bamboo stick, like
Yeah,
chopped up,
yeah,
yeah, right? And you chew on the wood
right.
like that.
Yeah.
The texture is wood,
Mm-hmm.
but when you bite into it, it tastes
Mm.
like pure sugar, like juicy, like pure sugar, and you
Those
got to spit
teeth
out.
aren't going to stay that white for long now, are they?
Well, no, you can't eat too much, I guess. But it was really cool. And then the other day when I was on the couch, I really had like, like when you really got a feeling like for some chocolate or something. I really wanted like a sugar cane.
Right.
Anyway,
That was it.
I'm
You're
gonna
now
tweet you.
craving sugar cane.
Yeah, I would love a sugar cane. I'll bring you one next time you come down south. I'll prepare one.
Next, which means next time I come down south, I'm more south than you are.
Oh, sorry, like to London. I mean,
Right. Okay. You mean east?
like when you come
Next time
north,
you
but
come
we're still
east.
south. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay. That
But
makes
yeah,
some
so
sense.
but no, yeah, Jamaica, man, it was great. I haven't been on in ages though.
No, you haven't. You haven't. You've been shit.
Well, it's just
I
because
mean, you got
that's
Clarky not uploading any of the
and
episodes
then
that we
last
actually
week you saw
record, and
what
then
happened to
you
me,
not
man.
actually turn. Well, yeah, I saw what happened to you, man. That poor man. How you got out from under her thighs, I got no clue, but you did, and we're very proud of you. Well done. It was, yeah. It was, anyway,
You did
your
say
next.
woman, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
You
said a
did.
woman.
All right, I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Okay, I've just tweeted us out. We're live. We're good.
People
Cool.
should
Sweet.
know. People should know. It's 8:30 on a Wednesday
There's
evening.
no
It's
way they know.
totally
There's no
normal every week. 8:30 on a Wednesday.
there's no way
That's
they
us.
know.
No, no. You can no.
Okay.
But anyway, we're
Um,
here now. So welcome everybody to the Gamers Confessional. We've got lots of games to talk about. Um, I guess we'll start with you, Pet, because you've not been on for a long time. You've just been on a holiday, so you obviously had loads and loads of time to get into all those good, brand new, funky games that are like top spec, 4K, AAA. Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
Oh no. But this is like when my daughter comes up to me and starts with that. I was like, oh, geez, this is either going to cost me money or you're about to be grounded. Come on.
No, I'm not gonna be. It's not because you money, and I'm not gonna be grounded. But I have got a feeling lately, right? Like,
Oh, you identify as a cat.
nope, no, I
No.
identify still as a Greek man. Um, I got a feeling I
Uh-oh.
kind of got an
Uh-oh.
announcement to make.
We're going to rename the podcast. Keep going. Go on.
I think
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with modern gaming.
And this realization has dawned on you since when?
Since I would say a week ago.
You haven't played a modern game in a decade, Pet.
That's
The
precisely
last
my
modern game you played was Uncharted 1 when it came out.
No, it's not true. Like, I don't want it to be as drastic as that because I still think there's going to be one-off good games, right? But I was thinking about this to the point where I chatted to ChatGPT about it as well to get like its point. I really needed a podcast, but like I was looking for that.
Rather than just like ringing one of us up and just having a conversation,
Well, I
you
thought
went to
because we didn't have a
ChatGPT.
yeah, just to be like, is this true? Like, so this is what I was thinking,
Oh my
Vimesy,
god.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, I'm so like not. I'm always gonna want to play one-off modern games, right? But I just really, I don't want to use the word hate, but like modern gaming actually like what modern gaming is now.
Let's tar the entire fucking thing with one brush, shall we?
Would
Modern
you
gaming.
because like I know I'm getting older as well, so it might just be me getting older, but it's not what I want it. It's not what I like anymore. It's not like I've gone beyond the point of. I
We're
was thinking about
cancelling
this.
that
I was like,
pre-order for GTA 6, are we?
well, no, I'm definitely not. So that I'm really
Hell.
looking forward to. And there's going to be
Right.
one-off games. There's definitely going to be one-off games. GTA 6. Recently, like I know you take the piss like Uncharted 1, but Death Stranding, I absolutely loved. The Last of Us was a good game. Like there's definitely one-off good games that I've really liked. But it's the year, like I can't believe we're going into the PlayStation 6 and the next gen now. And I feel like the PlayStation 5 is not hardly being used because
I
I
don't think we're
play a lot
seeing.
of
I don't think
streaming.
we're seeing a PlayStation 6 for another 2, 3 years yet.
Really?
No, I don't think we're going to see it till. What's the? We're in 2026. I don't reckon we're
It's the
seeing it
eighth year,
until
isn't it?
2028.
Well,
I
maybe. I
think,
mean,
especially with like RAM. I mean, we're not going to go into this, but especially with like RAM price. But I get your point. There is no point at all anybody releasing a new like a new console at this point in time.
well, but also, I don't think, like, honestly, I just think we could have stayed on the PlayStation 3 era, if not the PlayStation Pro era, which is
Have you
like the PlayStation
played
4.
PlayStation 3 games recently?
Yeah, loads.
They're
Honestly,
I mean,
no, not no
it
Vimesy.
depends. No, no, no.
Vimesy,
Okay, well, look, yeah.
Battlefield 3. Battlefield 3. We never needed. If you're concerned about it because you think it's shit, okay, play the PlayStation 3 Pro, or let me, or how they called it in real life,
Yes,
the
for the
PlayStation.
PlayStation 4, yeah.
Yeah, end it there then. End it there because anything we're playing now, I feel like we could have really actually played on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4.
I don't disagree with you. I don't think that I don't think the gameplay innovation has come on
It hasn't,
particularly.
but also like I feel like everyone's talking about 60 frames per second and or 120 frames per second and 120 hertz and resolution of 4K. Honestly, I've never cared about that, and I still
No,
don't care about that.
no.
I don't care. It makes no difference to me. It makes no difference. It still looks great, even if it's fuzzy. I'm not talking about like ridiculously fuzzy, but what pro gamers will call fuzzy. Like it doesn't make a difference to me. I don't care about it. And like this whole kind of everything being digital, everything being streaming, everything being like just not like downloadable or like you download 6 games and the PlayStation's full. You know, I'm just naming all the things I hate. Like, just hear me out for a second, right?
Huh?
Like, I hate that whole download thing. I hate it. Like, I like I want to buy the game on PlayStation 3 and the game to be on the disc, like to be ready or to be on the cartridge and just be done. Like, I hate all this battle pass stuff. I don't like. I hate the story. I hate the story stuff. I hate in general. Like I hate it on my phone as well. Like, oh, what do I delete now? Like, I hate this micromanagement. What I have to play. Like, I hate it. Like, I also hate oh, God, what was I gonna say? There was something else I was gonna say. I can't remember. It'll come to me in a second.
You hate it.
Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Like the the cost it takes to make video games, which then in turn means they take longer to make.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean
I love that we had.
that's got to stop. I mean, like getting like, you know, it's
It's just
taking
not.
7 years to produce a sequel to a game or something.
You
Like
mentioned
that's ridiculous.
GTA. We got so many GTAs on the PlayStation 2. We got so many GTAs on the PlayStation 1.
Yeah,
Like, just fuck it off. Like, it's just not worth it anymore, man. It's not worth it. Like, don't make a £500 million video game.
I hear you.
Just pump that shit out. And because games are costing so much now, again, the other thing that's costing us is like the whole flexibility, or like or companies making extreme, like, weird games. I'm not talking about the indies because they're still doing it, but I'm talking about like some of the big companies like taking proper risks. And if it fails, doesn't matter, because we spat that out in 6 months. We'll spit something else out in 6 months and hope it sticks. But now, like, you can't do that, because if you spit out some shit you've worked on for 4 years, studio's gone bust.
4
You're
years,
not
you're
making.
lucky. It won't be 4
Like,
years, mate.
yeah, literally, like, what am I even talking about? Like,
8 years, man.
yeah, 8 years. Like, if we're like, it's just, I don't.
Case of
I can't
Half-Life
think.
3, about 80 years.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they're making that, if they're not, but even the games we know that they're making, I mean, GTA is an extreme example, but like, you know, we got so many Bioshocks on PlayStation 3. I think we got 3 Bioshocks on PlayStation 3. Like, we're not getting, we got Fallouts, we got so much stuff coming out. Uncharted, you mentioned Uncharted, we got 3 Uncharteds on the PlayStation 3. Like, it's just,
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just thinking that, like,
I can't see what a game is.
I think you're looking in the wrong places with the wrong sort of stuff. That's too simplistic.
But
like,
what do you mean?
I get all that, right? So a lot of the games that I've been playing recently, a bit like, because there are no kind of big AAA games out that I particularly want to play at the moment. There just aren't any. They just don't float my boat. I'm not interested, right? So I've delved into. I play a lot more on my Steam Deck these days. I play a lot more on my PC. I mean, I've been the Xbox off. That's gone. Haven't touched the PlayStation in. The only time I touched the PlayStation is for like Battlefield. And the last time, as you know, the last time I fucking played that was November, maybe October last year. So
what other game have you been playing this week? Is that on the PlayStation?
No, I've been playing everything. Everything I've been playing on Steam Deck. Yeah, Steam Deck and PC. And that's the thing. I can pick up like games on that are, I've been playing that Cleared Hot game, the one that looks like Desert Strike. Right? That's kind of retro, but with a modern twist and with a little bit more, whatever. I've been playing No Rest for the Wicked, which is, you may have heard it on the podcast, you may not listen, but it's basically like a kind of a top down. It's like a bit like Diablo kind of viewpoint, but a little bit more close in, and it's a combat game, so it's a bit like Dark Souls combat with Diablo instead of it being like an ARPG. So it's got all that kind of stuff to it. But there are lots of games out there that have twists and aren't hitting for that AAA, because indies can't afford to spend 8 years building a game out, right? They've got to get these, they've got to turn it around quick, man, which means they're not bothered with, I'm going to make this look 4K, 120 frames a second.
I'm going to get the balls of the horse to enlarge and
all that literally bollocks. It doesn't matter to them, right? So you get more interesting games. I've been playing an FMV game, for Christ's sake. Which is basically like a visual novel, choose your own adventure type thing, and it's been fucking brilliant.
And the thing with me, Vimesy, it's like if something was good when you played it, I know not all gamers feel this way yet, but if something was really good when you played it, to me, 99% is still good today. So because we've moved on, and some stuff that has peaked, like I don't like the new version of a lot of games that I really like. I'll just give you like a classic example. I still prefer Street Fighter 2 than any of the Street Fighters after that, including the one we got now on PS4, which is 6K, super whatever, reflective and super. That one is still more enjoyable to me.
I can't talk to Street Fighter at all. I've got no clue.
No, but I'm just saying, like, as an example, like people are like,
but there are good things.
The new Call of Duty is out, right? Like every year. I don't think I've had a better one since Modern Warfare on PlayStation 3. I know they remade that, which was nice, but the original Call of Duty 4, let's call it. Pro Evolution Soccer. That's better to me than the FIFA games they released today. So I prefer to still play those games than play the new FIFA, because I will just play whichever one is the best one. Now, like, if my friends move on, then it's harder for me because I want to
Yeah, I was
be.
going to say, I think that's difficult to do with a game like
Yeah,
FIFA, but I get your point. But
yeah,
it's like, I think there is a place for stuff like upgrading stuff. So when, like, for example, they just brought out the Hollow Knight upgrade for Switch 2, right? Which means that it plays at a better frame rate, more stable frame rate, and looks a little bit sharper. But that's basically it. They haven't changed the game at all. That kind of upgrade I can kind of get behind, because my son
but can
notices the
I ask you
difference.
this? Like, oh, sorry, continue about your son.
No, I was just gonna say my son's the one that completes Hollow Knight and Silksong. He's completed both of them. He's practically 100%ed Silksong. For fuck's sake, he's on
So
9.
did your son play Hollow Knight the first time round
No, no,
and
no, no,
complain?
no, 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 no. No, he's just got into it. All right, so he got into Silksong first, like when it came out last year, and he mainlined that, and he 99% of it. He's sitting on 99% at the moment. He only hasn't done it because he can't be bothered to go back and pick up the last piece of whatever it is he's got to pick up. Then he went to Hollow Knight, but they've just released the new update, and he's like, oh yeah, this is much smoother. It makes it much easier. So I think there
I,
are there are there are things you could do. So for example, right, the Red Dead Redemption, not 2, first one, when they redid that, they make it a little bit smoother, a little bit less janky, a little bit
yeah,
less. So there are
yeah,
performance things that you can do with that. I'm
yeah.
playing at the moment, as you know, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, the remake of the original. Now I've never played the original, so I can't speak to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But this version, I've seen like side by sides of what they look like, and I'm not sure I'd have just stuck with the original version the way it looks, man. It's too dated, But this version, it's smoothed out, it's got a nice frame rate, plays really nicely, it's got better control mechs to it. So it feels to me like, you know what, they haven't messed with it too much. They've not changed, as far as I know, they've not changed. It's pretty much like a frame by frame version of the original game. They've just
Yeah.
made some quality of life stuff. So quality of life stuff, they brought it into the modern day by making the frame rate stable. I'm not saying, I couldn't tell
Yeah,
you whether it's 30, 60, 120, but I know
yeah.
it's stable. Right? I
Yeah.
know it's staying at that rather than dipping and dropping frames
Like, I
everywhere.
agree that's better, but you're kind of walking into my example of, but that's an old game they've remade. That's a PS2 game.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
like that's
But I wouldn't
great.
go back and play the PS2 game. But I'm just saying, like,
But they haven't made a proper Metal Gear Solid game in,
since
I
5.
don't know, a decade. When did 5 come out?
I can't remember
Came
when 5
out,
came out.
well, originally Ground Zero was out on PS3, if I remember
I love
correctly.
that game, man. Fucking
Yeah,
Ground Zero.
yeah, which was the first part of 5, right?
Spent
So
hours in that game.
I think the original came out on PS3.
Yeah, it
So
would have
that's when
done.
it launched. And I
Yeah, but
think
that's I mean,
I think
but
Phantom Pain then
you
came out.
can't really say it, because if you think about it, that's when Kojima left, right? And since then he had to set up a new studio, and since then he's put out. I mean, if you count,
But
PT.
Konami was still there. That's nothing to do with, he hasn't,
Yeah, I
he's
know,
not.
but Konami aren't going to touch. They weren't going to just bring out a Metal Gear within 3 years. I don't think they. Well, they probably tried to. They just probably couldn't manage it.
Okay.
And judging by what I've played, I'm not surprised, man, because fuck me, that man had that's a game. That's a game.
Yeah.
Let's just say that for now. But I get what you're saying. But if you want retro games style thing where it's all there, you got to go find it, because it's going to be in the indie scene. It's going to
Okay.
be in there.
Well, tell me this then. Like, okay, in terms of making games better that were old games, I get. Like, why is it so difficult for a game to launch now that just works? And we're not talking about like little titles. Like, let's take the biggest example of them all. What is the excuse that Cyberpunk should run the way it, that was the MGS of that
I'm not going
EG.
to be an apologist for that. I don't know why it didn't fucking work.
Like, this is like this is the future. I just don't. It doesn't.
I think it's just because they try and make these
All that
things.
stuff does disappoint me as a gamer. I'm like, is this what
Yeah,
we've
but
become?
it's like they want to make things look as shiny as possible to attract the most people, right? To get that interest, to get that hype build, right? And then they kind of go, oh shit, we've got to try and downgrade this somehow to get it onto the other consoles. That was the problem with that one. It was a next gen game. They were trying to do it on the versions that were fucked were the versions that ran on PS4 and Xbox One, right? Those are the ones that were severely fucked. The other ones were a bit jank, but they weren't, those weren't the ones that were amazingly buggered. But now you've got it like they've just done the Switch 2 upgrade to it, so you can play it smooth and and all that. So they've
Years
got better
later,
at
it's
doing it.
fine, but they
Yeah,
knew what they
yeah.
were releasing. They knew that shit was fucked, and they were happy to
I'm not.
release it.
Well, that's
What? No,
the
no
thing.
one tasted that fucking
You have
game
to
on
take that with
PS4.
you have to take that with CD Projekt Red. It's got nothing. That's an individual developer. I don't think you can hang all developers on the same code, right? You can't.
No, it's just, I guess I'm just sort of stating this kind of principle of now, because we have got the internet, we're a lot
Yeah,
more flexible, and it's a lot less of a risk for us releasing some shit that we can patch later, which is
right.
not great for the people that buy it on day one and it doesn't work, or they're
But
not happy with
I
it.
think
Like,
you're pulling out very what's the word? You're putting out very specific examples of games, right? You're neglecting all the other games that were good, right? Things like you just don't play them. So Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 came out. That was absolutely fine. Huge game. Runs fine. Ran fine at
what,
launch. As far as I was concerned, it ran
why
fine at
doesn't it
launch.
interest me then? I'm just not
Because it's
interested
just
in
not your. It's
it.
just, but that's like you telling me Street Fighter. I'm not interested in Street Fighter. You're not interested in Kingdom Come 2. That's what makes that's what makes us great, because we're not sitting here wanking off over the same games, man. We want to go and try different things and do different. We have a diverse portfolio, for want of that word, right?
Yeah.
But the games are there. There are plenty of examples of games that you've bought probably that were fine at launch. The thing is, you're not buying. You're talking about like,
What?
oh, I'm not into modern gaming. I don't like all this AAA stuff. You buy at the moment. You're buying like 3 AAA games a year, and those are the big shiny ones. And then you go, oh, they're jank. They come out and they're jank. But I'm buying maybe AA games that come out. They're fine.
Well,
They're
it's not.
absolutely
It's
fine.
not. I'm not. I mean, I'm not just talking about AAA though. I'm just talking in general. Like, I've seen comments. We saw that. I'll give you an example. We saw the state of play right
Yeah,
together,
yeah, we did.
and from the comments
I'm
I've
still
seen from
scared.
the internet, from like YouTube reviewers, no one like too, not talking like, well, every critique of a thing is not. I guess I was going to think like, oh, no one professional, but I guess they are professional. So like the general feedback looks like, oh my god, PlayStation smashed it, and I'm sitting there kind of thinking like, when was the last time I saw a direct or a summer game fest or something that I actually thought, wow, they smashed? Like, is it me just being miserable because I haven't seen what like people are? I'm not on the same. I'm not drinking the same drink everyone is drinking.
But no,
Like
you're
I
not.
see that
But
and go, that was a pile of shit. The Nintendo Direct, oh, was amazing. That was shite as well. Like I'm sitting there going, wait, have I? What is there something wrong with me?
I
Or
don't
like
know.
I'm
I'm
not
just
trying
I'm
to
just
be.
zipping back from on WhatsApp and zipping back through the chat, looking at like what we talked about and stuff.
No, I'm not trying
Um,
to be Scrooge or anything. I'm just
no,
genuinely
I
sitting
know.
there going, like, damn, like I might pick one game out of that stuff to be excited about. Like John Wick really excited me, not because I love the game, but
I
because I
can't.
love the
I've got
franchise.
no idea how that's going to fucking play. I don't, anyway, but
No, it
regardless,
might play
right?
awful, but because I like the character, not no thanks to Saber or PlayStation, but because I like the character, then great. The same way if you showed me a Rambo new game, I would like it because it's or a Rocky game, I would,
Yeah, but
but
you
not
live
based.
in the '80s, Pet. We all know this.
Do you know what I'm saying though? Like John, like if it was a Mission Impossible game with Tom Cruise, I would love it, but not because the game's good, because it's things. So it's like,
But then for example, like you say that, right? And I look at something like Kena
yeah,
2. I'm really interested in that game because I love the first one, right?
which one?
And you're Kena,
Oh
the
yeah,
first game they showed, right, where it's like a third person action game, right? It's really a 360 game,
it
right?
is.
It's like playing Fable or something like that, right? It's a 3D action game. It's quite. There's nothing particularly, it just it looks like a 360 game, and I love the first one, right?
This
So
one's good.
there you go. There's a retro game. That's
It's not
basically a
exciting
brand new.
enough. I'm just doesn't like my comment to that when that came out was like, I don't want to. I completed the first one, so I'm not complaining, but I don't. That's enough. Like it's not a classic for me to jump back onto. I
Sure,
don't know. These games just aren't banging the same for me
but you've
as
played a lot
some
of
of the.
games now, man. It's like it's a bit like I don't know. I would compare it to like reading a certain genre of books. Okay, so for example, I read a shitload of fantasy books, right? Swords and sorcery and all that sort of thing, and I have done for years. But there comes a point
Yeah.
where you're like, I've pretty much read. I'm not saying I've read the entire genre, but like all the staples I've gone through, I've read. And sometimes you just like, someone brings out a new book and you kind of go, yeah, but it's a bit like the other thing, and it's like, oh, it's going to have this and that's right.
Yeah. Oh, and the
So I
other thing might
switched.
be better.
Yeah, so I switched genre, and I went and played something. I went and read something completely different. I went and looked at crime novels, or I went and looked at thrillers, or I went and looked at cozy stuff, or whatever it is, right? And that reignites it. And oh, now I've got a whole new.
And he's gone. I wonder if he's going to come back or not.
Pat, you there?
Buddy,
Pat,
I'm here. What
you
happened?
there? I have no idea. Everything just went away.
I
I
was talking by myself for a little bit, and then my screen went as well.
got no idea what happened there.
That's
It's all
fine.
gone horribly wrong. Anyway, what's I saying? Yeah, so I don't know. I think maybe you just need to kind of say, okay, normally I like playing these games, but there is no more. Where else can you go with this? Maybe I've exhausted that particular type of game.
It's not.
Maybe I should flip and
It's
try
not
something
just
completely
it's not
different.
just the games though, because there is games that like are coming out on other consoles, which or games that I haven't played before. Like I've told you about the Playdate, for example. Like I've played so many incredible games on that,
Okay, that's
where I'm
great.
like, but that's a completely different kind of what PlayStation is trying to sell me. Or let's not make it personal, PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo. Like you asked me the other week, oh, should I buy a Nintendo Switch 2? And I was like, you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking
Like, are
you.
you really like the
Yeah, I
person who
value
hasn't even
your
got one?
opinion. I can't ask
And it's got no.
Clarky. I'm not going to ask Clarky, am I?
Well, like I'm just not interested. Like, bring out the like I am. It's not like bring out the games and
Clarky,
I
should
will.
I buy a Nintendo console?
Yeah,
Wonder
no,
what
but
else.
it's not. It's not just the games. It's just the whole like
But
what the
there are
game
games
industry is.
on that. I would the different. I did actually do what you said. I went and looked at what games would I want to play on the Nintendo. So I grabbed my son's Nintendo Switch 2 and just scrolled through it. Thought, do you know what? I can get all the ones I want on the Steam Deck. So why bother? But the point is, there were games on that. So if I just had, let's say I just had a Switch 2, right? Let's say I had nothing else. I didn't have a PC, didn't have a Steam Deck, didn't have a PlayStation, didn't have a PlayStation Portal, didn't have
Yeah,
anything else. I just had that. That'd be fine.
yeah,
I'd be fine
yeah,
because
definitely.
pretty much all the games I want to play are on that. They might not be the best version of that game. So, for example, I could play Cyberpunk on a Switch 2. It's not the best version. It's not the shiny as the PC version I've got, or as shiny as the Xbox version I played, or the PlayStation. Well, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Xbox I played it on. But it's fine, and I would
Have
enjoy
you
it
got an
just as
early
much.
access exclusive?
For what for? For Cyberpunk.
You said Cyberpunk 2.
Oh, oh shit! I broke an NDA. Fuck! I've broken NDA. I'm gonna be. Oh man.
Yeah.
Shit! They're gonna be after me now. I was gonna. But
There's no
there are
way
loads of other games.
Cyberpunk on
But
Steam
there's
Deck.
loads of other games on this. So a lot of the games that I play, like a lot of the games that I play on PC that are very indie or very whatever, they may not be early access on Switch, but they're coming to Switch 2, or they will eventually come to Switch 2. There's plenty of little tiny games on that. I prefer playing on PC because I'm finding loads of games on the PC, delving into loads of little genres that I've never played before. I'm really enjoying something called Coffee Talk, which is just literally you play a barista in a coffee place. It's all very pixelated graphics. I know that's not me at all, and it's just stories. And people come in and you kind of talk to them, have conversations. They have conversations with other punters, and you just basically it's like a visual novel but done in a really interesting way. Really enjoyed it. It's
But
4 hours long.
you're taking it back as if I'm saying like that's a small part of it, that but games aren't banging the same for me. But I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad that people are making efforts. That I'm not like I'm mad at just the modern world, like it kind of in terms of like.
Don't start me on the modern world.
That's what I don't like. Like they're building consoles that can hold 6 games, whether they're good or not. Is 6 games. You got to download them. Some don't work on foot. Like I don't like all that.
Yeah,
like,
but come on, Pat. I remember. I'm old enough to remember. Believe me, I'm old enough to remember when you bought the 360 and you had to then go and spend another 80 quid getting a 20 gigabyte hard drive for it, and you could still only get X them, and you weren't even, you weren't really fully installing games on those things then. It was mainly used for save games or whatever.
But there wasn't any games that were like, what was like Call of Duty now, 160 gigs or some shit. Like it wasn't as bad as that though. But do you know what I mean? It wasn't like you for 100 gigs you get a lot of fucking games. Like I never upgraded my PlayStation 3, and in the whole lifetime,
I just downloaded Metal Gear and it's 100 gig.
That's what I mean.
Right. I mean, I don't know what the PlayStation 3 version of that, whatever it was, PlayStation 2, I can't remember what, but it wasn't 100 gigs, I tell you that. I'm pretty sure it would have fitted on a 750 meg CD, right?
Shall I see what it was?
I don't know what it was, man.
Let me see if I can find it.
But that's like low. If you've got the room, if someone says, oh, you've got a 500 gigabyte hard drive, developers aren't going to be exactly, they're not going to, and you don't have to fit it on a disk. They'll be like, well, I don't need to worry about compressing it. I don't need to worry about saving space.
Yeah.
Right. Why do I need to put resources into trying to work out how small I can make it? I don't care, because it doesn't matter how big it is. But
I don't care. Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't give a shit, because I never want more than like 5 or 6 games on my consoles anyway. I want the one multiplayer game that I'm playing, whether it be Battlefield or whatever, and then maybe 3 or possibly 4 other games. And with the speeds I've got now, I can wipe one off my hard drive and reinstall it again in 10 minutes. So it's not like
I just don't like it. I know it's
I understand what you're saying. I know
about Metal Gear Solid. I was in Sex the other day and I went to pick up the master.
You were having
volume.
what?
I was in CX the other day. And I went to pick up the master volume, and it was like big stamp on the front of the switch box saying like warning, basically it's not on the cartridge, you need to download this. And it's all that stuff that I hate, like Nintendo Switch 2 now with its like key card access, like
I don't really understand what the difference with that is, right? Because key card access is basically just
it's a key.
But that's what we've had in like disc games for years, right? Isn't that the same
we used
thing?
to have them on the disc. We used to have them on the cartridge, no matter what.
Yeah, I know that. But like, I mean, that's the same as like buying an Xbox or a PlayStation game, right? Because it's just, here's the disc, you put it in, and it's just a card. It's just a key to download the game, right? But tell me why it's different for PC.
It's not, but PC was never like, I think since the big box days, PC were the first ones to move away.
And I've got big box games down there.
Yeah,
no, I've got like the games on them. Strike 2, Crimson Skies, all that.
I mean, they moved away from that, right? Like early on, like PlayStation 3 days, for example, like you wouldn't walk into a HMV or a game and see, you would no longer see PC games on the shelf, right? No. You would just see console games on the shelf like that. That ended a long time ago. But I love, like, I still.
Why is that okay though? You don't have a problem with that. You don't come on here bitching about how Steam don't put out physical releases.
If I was a PC game, I would have a problem.
You've got a Steam Deck.
Have a problem. I know. I bought a Steam Deck out of like necessity to play some PC games. But I'll tell you what, a month ago, I bought Unreal Tournament on the PC.
Nice.
Like the actual CD. Because Unreal Tournament, they've delisted it off Steam. You can't play it no more. So I bought the disc version of that.
I've still got the original then, don't I?
That's amazing. Like I another thing is I genuinely do like collecting for some consoles. Like I genuinely do like collecting for, like, I just like having it on the shelf.
Yeah.
That's just it's just, you know, I enjoy it. Like and I would have loved, to be honest, like you, to have like the original Unreal Tournament, the original Half-Life, the original Doom, like just to be there, kind of like a memorabilia.
Yeah, well, the original Doom was basically just on a floppy with Doom scrawled on it in handwriting.
Yeah.
Just share drive, man. But,
man. Like, you know what? Just as like a fucking, like an ornament, like a sculpture, I would love to have that floppy disk there. Like, for example, or Age of Empires, or whatever the hell it was back then. I don't know. I just like, the more they go on, the more I'm kind of like, there's nothing here that appeals to me, kind of thing.
Okay, so apart from the kind of, it's not all on the disc, because that's a separate kind of issue, right? That's a usability issue. I don't really, you know, I want.
By the way, I didn't want to stick with the entire video, so I'm really sorry. It basically
no, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
We can move on if you want to move on.
If Clarky wants to moan about it, he should turn up. So it's like, what what is it about the games themselves? Because like all the stuff around it doesn't fit on the disc anymore, or it doesn't do this anymore. That's like
Not
that's
working day
just the
one, that's a big thing.
yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? But well, I mean, it does. I don't know. Don't like I'm talking about the actual games.
Okay, what about the games?
What
I
is
guess
it
the
about the
main thing
games
is
that you don't like?
there's,
Whether
there's, there's
it's
two
got
things.
it's got to work. Let's say I bring out a game,
Okay,
works
the
day
time
one
the
as
time they take to
intended.
make the time they take to make now.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. Yeah, I agree with
Right.
that.
That really frustrates me. Like I don't see the point of it. And also graphics wise and FPS, I feel like ages ago we got to a point where to me it makes no more difference. So if you're taking an extra 2 years because you want to render it in the bestest of shit, it doesn't it don't make no difference to me. That is not gonna make a good game. That's not gonna make a crap game good for me. Do you know what I mean? Like that doesn't make it. It might enhance a good game might become even better because it looks great, but it's never going to make a crap game good for me, no
No,
matter how
but
decent
no,
it looks.
that's fair to say you're not going to make a crap game good. I guess that's not the point, right? Because like if I go back and played, I went back and played that Modern Warfare remake thing that you made me buy to play already for one night, and it was obviously awful. But
We played it loads.
I can tell the difference between that and Battlefield 6. Right, it's a huge
And which
difference.
one's a better game? Because I'll say that one.
Well, I
That
know
proves my
you
point.
will. I think if you,
Well, I'll ask you, which one's a better game, Battlefield
well,
6 or Battlefield 3?
well,
Which one's a better game?
if I played them both now at the same time, Battlefield 6.
No, come on.
Yeah,
You're lying to
because
yourself when you say
you
that.
no, you're thinking rose tinted glasses again, man. You're thinking, oh, look at the great
No,
times we had on Battlefield
I'm
3,
thinking
and wasn't it
maps.
great when we had a full
Yeah,
server and we all talking to each other, everyone's on open mic, and it was all great.
I'm talking about maps though as well. I'm talking about maps. I'm talking about gameplay.
Hmm.
I'm talking about aesthetics.
Hmm.
You ain't got none of that in Battlefield 6. We played that new map they released last time we played. They released a new map. Yeah,
Well, the
do you
meat
remember
grinder, the
the
meat
meat
grinder.
grinder one?
There are
Who the fuck
always
is
crap
that?
maps, man. There are always crap maps in every
Yeah, but
game.
that's your new map. You come out. Oh, here's a new map now. Oh, it's like we've got the new map, the
Oh,
one they've
come
worked
on, mate.
hard on. That's
No,
the
no,
new
no,
map.
no. You remember getting map packs off like on Battlefield when you used to get like, what is it? They used to release 4 every 4 months or something ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
we
Yeah,
play one of them that was good, and the rest were just like, meh,
yeah, true.
yeah,
But I also remember the maps that we would jump in, all start in a boat in like a kind of submarine boat,
yeah,
and go to the airship,
yeah.
storm that, and then go island to island
But
swimming.
that's a map thing, right? That's nothing to do with the movement,
Yeah, but I'm just
the
saying
gameplay.
in
That's the map
general,
thing.
which one's better? Which group of maps, including the shit ones in Battlefield 3 and 4,
Mm.
which maps are better in general? You can't tell me 6.
No, I probably can't. I prefer Battlefield
So,
1 to
so,
be
so
fair.
then the question becomes, it's like there is a point where like you just that
But
talent
that's map design. That's not gameplay and movement and
affects everything.
shininess and all that kind of stuff. But it's like you go back to I played recently. I played the Uncharted games again, 1, 2, and 3, and they're perfectly playable. They're fine,
And the detail is amazing.
but and I play the Tomb Raider games pretty often, and they're absolutely fine. I get what you're saying. I think there is a point where it's like, why is it taking this long to produce a game? I don't. I'm not asking for anything particularly different. I just want a new chapter in the same game, right? Bring me Tomb Raider 4. Bring me
Yeah, I
Uncharted
agree, man.
5, whatever you want to call it, right?
Uncharted 2 and 3, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they
I mean,
did on
I
PlayStation
understand
4.
it. If you're doing something like, let's say you're doing Red Dead 3,
Yeah,
right? Because that's
yeah,
that what they do, what Rockstar do, that level of detail, that level of granularity, I understand why it might take them a long time to work. But
yeah,
also, you're right. I don't care about the bollocks.
yeah.
Why have you wasted time and resources putting that in there?
Yeah.
But that's part of what makes Rockstar Rockstar, right? But if you're Naughty Dog, what are you doing? Where's my Naughty Dog game? I don't
I
know.
agree, man. I totally agree. And if you look at Uncharted 3 or even 2, which was a huge leap from 1 to 2,
Mm.
the detail in that, like some clips come up on my YouTube, on my TikTok or Twitter, and it's like, oh, he's hiding behind like food, like containers of food, and they're trying to shoot in the food out, and like Rockstar, like the detail is crazy. And sometimes the detail
I don't need particle physics on that, where every grain of rice spins off on its own tangent. I get that.
Literally, right? And sometimes just the effort of the detail is more impressive than the graphics of the detail. So like I remember like on Metal Gear Solid, it's really impressive that you could knock over the Metal Gear Solid 2 I'm talking about now. In the bar, you could knock over the ice bucket and the ice would fall on. It's like
spoilers.
The ice could fall on the thing and it would slowly melt if you stood there. Like that's more impressive than the ice being rendered in Unreal Tournament 5. So it takes just the thought of like someone has thought about this detail, whether it isn't.
Well, you remember Max Payne 3 level of detailing like that, where it's like, you know, even in like the nightclub scene or the favelas and stuff like that.
Oh, mate.
I mean, do you need more? It comes at it. But this is what I'm saying. Like, you can go back now. You can go and get games that will fulfill that need. You just got to go find them, and they're difficult because there's so many games out at the moment. It's just the market's flooded. You never get to hear about the stuff. You're constantly hearing about, you know, GTA 6, the latest Call of Duty, the latest whatever. It's drowning out all the other stuff that's bubbling under there. That is damn good. You ain't gonna hear about it because it's just getting drowned out.
Maybe. I mean, some people, like on the other side of the fence, I guess some people's argument would be like, oh, if they're spitting out games, they're not going to be good quality. But I don't believe that. Like you said, the Uncharted 3 games. I mean, why didn't PlayStation?
I want some innovation. I do want some innovation, but at the same time, you know, there's a reason why. You know, there's a reason why people buy like Reacher books, because they want the same story again and again and again and again and again.
Law and Order. Right? I don't know how many Law and Order episodes Carmen has watched. I'll use their real name there. Never mind.
Edit that out.
Edit that out. I don't know how many. I don't know, man. It's just I just sit there at the State of Play or like the Nintendo Direct, and I'm like, oh man, like this ain't for me no more. Like
I think you need to go digging. I honestly believe you just need to go digging. There are games there for you. You're just not looking in the right places for them, or you're maybe it's part of your I don't read reviews ethos, right? Because if you don't, I'm not saying go read the reviews, but do you listen to any game review at all?
Yeah, I do. But part of the reason I stopped listening to reviews was because I thought it was it was a response to me getting into this mood of not liking modern gaming, because I thought I used to enjoy taking a punt on games, like going to a video game store. I really liked going to a video game store, which I hate today in modern gaming as well. There is no video game stores apart from CX. I don't actually know, or the one-off like indie ones.
There's occasionally a game in the basement of a department store or something.
Yeah, which is crap. Like I used to like going to video game stores. I like H&V Game. I remember like electronics, whatever they were called.
Beauty.
Like I used to like going to these shops and just like going, I don't know what this game is, but the cover looks cool as fuck. Let me look at the back. Oh, you know what? Those a few screenshots look great. And sometimes you get burnt.
And then you realize it's really, then you realize
sometimes you get burnt. But I actually kind of, and sometimes you would walk into something that you've never heard of and have the time of your life, right? And me cutting out video game reviews, I thought maybe I was spoiling everything, because I was like, okay, I'm not going to touch that because 100 people have said it's not nice. But what I started to notice was, even though 50 people said it's not nice, I might really like that game.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's what I started to realize, and that's why I was like, I don't want to get spoiled anymore.
How are you going to hear about? I'm not saying go, you know, specifically go looking for, you know, if you, for example, you know, you see a game you might be interested in, maybe you don't want to read the review or watch the review about it. Right? How do you hear about your games?
No, I hear gaming news, but I don't care about your opinion if you think it's good or not, because it's such a personal opinion. So, like, I know you like
all the time.
Well, with certain people I do, with my friends I do, with you and Clarky I do, but like Skill Up, for example, I know you love Skill Up. I'll listen to his news. I really don't care what his opinion is, whether he likes the game or not, because he's reviewing it from his own side. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
But that's just because I listen to him, because I know that for the most part, not always, but for the most part, I can trust what he says to be true to him, right?
To him.
To him, but also I know
Yeah.
that a lot of his tastes align with mine, right?
But
So I know if he says I like this game, there's a strong possibility, not 100%, but there's a strong possibility that it's going to click with me a little bit.
okay, but
Now,
what about the 10 games that he says are shit and he doesn't recommend, and one of those might be for you
he's
amazing,
normally
and you never have
pretty
that.
he's normally pretty good at giving you like in a review, and this is it's difficult with Skill Up
Well, I don't want to make a
specifically.
personal skill up. I
No,
just mean
I
like
know
in
that, right?
general.
But so
Yeah.
he will say this is why, and he's very good at saying sort of like, look, he very rarely goes, this game's shit, do not touch this with a barge pole, right? He's done that on a couple, but normally it's kind of like, I don't recommend this, but you might find something here you like. If you can ignore
Yeah.
this, if you can ignore these things, you might be okay with this, right? So it's the same thing as you just finding somebody you click with, or a channel you click with, or a magazine you click with, or a news article, whatever it is, right? You align yourself with that and say, well, I trust this person. So, for example, for you, it might be, I trust this person's opinion because
He's done it again.
I don't know what is going on with this. It's
At
going
least
very
at least
strange.
you bring it back. You bring it back,
At
which
least
is
I
fine.
bring it back, man. I've worked out how to bring it back now, but God knows what's going on with this stream.
There is people, right, Clarky, that just because your name tag says Clarky, sorry, Vimesy.
Hey, I
There
changed
is,
that earlier. He's changed it back.
I think when you come back in, yeah. There is people, but it's like I remember like a distinct. This is so weird to remember this, but like Shaniqua thinks that for certain stuff I've got like really weird memory, and one distinct memory I got is I used to really like watching Colin Moriarty and Greg Miller because they always used to. I used to share a lot of the same likeness that they liked and dislikes,
Yeah,
and
I
I
went off
remember
Colin Moriarty
distinctly.
quite quickly.
Say that again.
I went off Colin Moriarty quite quickly.
Well, I haven't caught him in a long time, but his view was like even better than Greg Miller's. I remember used to like really be aligned with what those guys
He was
liked.
full on Vita, like, you know.
Exactly that, and I remember one specific review where he just didn't like Greg Miller didn't like Gravity Rush, which I thought was amazing, and that just sticks out to me. And it's like you're not always gonna. We're different people. Of course, we're not
Sure,
gonna like.
but you at some point you got to say like, you know, otherwise if you're not using it for reviews, that's fine. But how else are you going to know what the fuck's coming out or what's there? I would never.
What's coming
Some of the
out? I don't
games.
need to be. What's coming out? State of play. That doesn't tell me whether it's good or not.
No, 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 no,
I'll
no, no, no. I'm not about state of play because that's Sony cherry picking here the whatever games, right? But Steam don't
in
really do
general.
stuff like that,
No,
right?
I watch game stuff all the time. Like I watch there's a guy on IGN that I really like. I can't remember his name if I'm being honest. That sounds really bad. I really like him. I can't remember his name. He's a fantastic guy. He originally he took over from Greg Miller. He's got like crazy like a skater
Max
hair.
Schofield.
Max Schofield. I think I really like him as a I think he's a great like presenter. I don't know what his like views are on video games too much, but when he talks, to me, he always talks sense. He does a show every month, which is like what's coming out next month. I always
Okay.
watch that. Like
Yeah.
he just goes like, right, this month, this is what's coming out. He does another show with another guy that I like, and the Xbox guy that you like. I'm not a huge fan of that
I'm not
guy.
a huge fan of him, Ryan.
Oh, okay. He doesn't. They host another show like a trio show called Next Gen Watch. They call it, even though it's like this gen. Like, it's a bit of a joke type. Yeah, it's a bit of a joke thing. Him and the main guy, they always talk sense. But so I know what's coming out. I know what the industry's talking about, but I don't necessarily need to hear Max's view on whether he liked Skyrim or not. We're not the same. We haven't got the same. Firstly, video games as well is about your background, right? He's not going to know what the fuck I like, and he hasn't lived my life. He might like his, he's a skater dude. He looks like a skater dude. I'm judging him now, and it's just I don't know what the fuck that is. I might want some gangster movie, right? Because that's what I align to more. For example, I'm not saying I'm a gangster, just like I might want a mafia movie. He might want Crazy Taxi or a skateboard game like Tony Hawk's. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like that. I don't need to. I can watch his commercial bit, I don't need to watch his own opinions. I'm saying that like asking people to log off, but I'm not like, I've never come on this show, right, and said to the audience, I think everyone should play this. I recommend this. I don't think I have.
Yeah, you really
Have I?
have.
Okay,
Yeah,
I've done it lots of times,
yeah.
but okay, but I feel like we talk about why we think it's. I don't know.
Well, we do. We talk about why we like stuff. I'll sit here and say I really like this game because X, Y, and Z. Right? I'm not gonna, I will also say things like it's really not for you, Pat. You might turn around and go,
Yeah,
you can't make that decision for me. I'm going to go and buy it and prove you wrong, which is
You
fine.
can't.
Off you go. But people always say that. I can say, I think you'll really like this, Pat. And you'll go, well, I can't be bothered to look at that. I'm not even going to bother looking at it. And I'll go, wow, you should go and look at it. It's really good. And you're like, oh, I'm not listening to your review. I don't know. I have to, I wouldn't know about 2/3 of the games I've really liked in the last 5 years without having gone through either other podcasts, the Min Max show, for example, or Kind of Funny, or maybe not IGM. I don't really do IGM, but Skill Up certainly, Mortisanal. There's loads of like smaller YouTube channels that I kind of follow. And I wouldn't know about 3/4 of the games that I've really loved. I would never have played something like Kingdom Come Deliverance otherwise. I wouldn't have played No Rest for the Wicked. I wouldn't have played all sorts of stuff. I wouldn't have got into JRPGs without listening to some of these guys. And that's after you and Clarky going, you should try this.
Okay, but you're using it just on one side, though. Use it on the other side. You obviously didn't play loads of games because of them, which you don't know if you would have liked. You do not know that because you never played them.
Well,
that's my point.
But
like, yes, they've recommended. What about the games they haven't liked? Well, you might have missed out.
I might have missed out, sure. But the point about I'm missing out is I can always go back to them if I want to. If I find them later, that's great.
But you've asked me why I don't watch reviews, and I'm like, because I don't want it to affect my judgment.
But then you'll never. But that's stupid, because it's like I say, okay, look, they've listed 10 games or whatever. At least that's 10 games I look at and kind of go, okay, well, 7 of those I agree with. I'll go and have a look at that. They're gonna. Some people will wax lyrical. So, for example, there's a new game out, Megenics, right? Loads of people are ranting about how an amazing game it is. It's really good. It's detailed. It's depth. It's got this. It's got that. And I look at it and go, nope. And I know that's not for me. Yeah, and I know that people I trust, Skill Up, whoever, are going to say this is a great game. But I also know, yeah, it is. I'm sure it's great. It's not for me. And it's not going to float my boat. Right.
I'm not saying it's a shit game. I'm saying it's not for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that stuff. I don't need, just because they say it's great doesn't mean I'm going to go, oh, I'll go off and play it then. It's just, I'm old enough to know what I like and what I don't like, but I'll still try stuff. And I still want to think one of the great things that's coming into gaming again for it seems to be a relatively new recurrence is they're bringing back demos again. There are far more games now with demos coming out. Certainly noticed that on Nintendo when Nintendo on the Switch they've got more games coming out.
How good were they when they used to come with the magazine though as well?
That's cool. Yeah, but even Steam have always had basically you buy the game and so long as you play within, I think you would get like 2 weeks, but if you play it the first 2 hours you don't get onto it, you could just refund it. So you've always had that beauty on Steam to do that. Doesn't help you with a Metal Gear game because you don't fucking touch your fucking button for 2 hours.
You need longer than that. You need 2 hours of gameplay.
Yeah, that's what they should say. Stipulate gameplay, please, because I tell you what.
Maybe I jump out of it, but there's so many good old games in there where I was thinking I could. I'm not going to do this because, like I said, there's one-off games which I want to play, and there's one-off banging experiences which will live with me forever. Like Death Stranding, Sea of Thieves is another, for example, like modern games. But I was thinking I could actually stop. Like if I went completely cold turkey, which I'm not going to, I want to play the new GTA and all the rest of it. I think I could be satisfied the rest of my life with the backlog of games that I haven't even played.
My backlog, it would take me the rest of
my life. Not even my back, my future backlog as well, like from PlayStation 3 games I haven't played to Mega Drive games that I haven't played. Like there's so many good games out there. There's not enough. There's there's so many games that we've lived all our life up to now. If you take it back to the start of gaming, right? Take it back to the Pac-Man days, where there's you could be entertained. You could play a new game of your life every day and have fun to the end. Is what I think. Like, do you know what I mean?
I don't see why you've got to be like either or, right? If you don't want to play one game, don't play it.
Well, that's what I'm basically
I don't know why
saying.
you've got to be like, oh, I don't see the point. I'm done with gaming. It's like, well, I'm done with modern gaming. No, it's not. It's like everybody. If there's no new game out that floats your boat, go back and play something else. I do all the time.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm doing. So if you looked at my PlayStation 5, the amount of games that I've played on PlayStation 5,
to turn it on, but okay.
Yeah, like it's the smallest it's ever been in any library of mine. Like,
yeah, I agree with that. I think this gen specifically.
If you look at my collection, it's smaller than PS4. PS4 was smaller than PS3. PS3 was, do you know what I mean? Like, I imagine PS6 is going to be even smaller.
Well, yes and no. I think I'm playing far more smaller games, and by smaller I mean not just like physical size, but like less known games. So I'm playing far more. My gaming variety is much bigger than it ever used to be. It was always before. It was always it was FPS or it was third-person action games.
Yeah, you're playing a bit of everything.
I'm delving into all sorts of weird stuff now. It's like it's great. It's because.
But I don't think they're holding you. You are trying a lot of stuff. But I don't think they're holding your attention. Am I right in saying that?
Games never hold my attention. Never. But that's not new. Yeah. You know me. If I start playing a game, if I put that game down for more than 2 days, I'm never going to.
Yeah, unless it's a banger. Unless it means something.
Even then, like even when I play stuff like when I was playing things like Cyberpunk, I know that if I don't play that through to completion,
it's done.
I'm not going to play that through anymore. Or it will wait, So, for example, when I first started playing Cyberpunk, I stopped after 10 hours. No, maybe not even that. Maybe 6-7 hours because I just wasn't feeling it. It took me like 2 years to go back to that game and actually play it through to completion. Start again, play it through, and do all the DLC and all that sort of stuff. And I know that even with like something like The Witcher 3, one of my favorite games of all time, I can't remember what it was, but something, I was playing through it and something I really wanted to come play came out, a month after Witcher 3 or something. And I knew if I stopped playing The Witcher 3 just to dip into that, I'd never finish The Witcher 3. Nothing holds my attention. I'm a complete freak. I just cannot do it. Nothing's going to hold my attention. I've got to play. It's like, just started playing Metal Gear Solid 3, right? If I stop playing that for more than a couple of days,
that's you can never go back to if you've stopped playing that. Yeah, you got to see it through. You would hope it's good enough to get you that. On the Nintendo 2 Switch, just to be clear, I'm 100% buying that. I'm just waiting for the games to come out. If Zelda comes out, I'm buying it. Like
I would rather, because I've got no interest in the Nintendo games. So I've got no interest in Zeldas. I've got no interest in Mario's. I've got no interest in Donkey Kongs. I've got no interest in any of that. They just not for me, right? Skill Up can go, oh, this is the best game ever. And I'm just like, yes, it's not for me. And he has said that, and it's just not for me. So that's not what I want it for. What I want it for is kind of, my Steam Deck is creaking a little bit with some of the stuff because it's quite an old piece of kit now. What I want really is the Steam Deck 2. That's what I need. I'm not going to get that for a long time. I don't think I'm going to get it for at least 2 or 3 years probably at this rate.
Well, they're definitely going to focus on the box at the moment, aren't they? And
they've even delayed the launch of that, haven't they? So it's supposed to be out. What was it? Now, basically, first half of 2026, and they're still going, oh, with the RAM prices, I don't think we're going to. And I think when that comes out, it's going to be hideously expensive. Far more expensive than.
Oh, they haven't announced that yet, have they? Yeah,
no, but I think they wanted it to be affordable. I think they were aiming for it to come out and be £500-600 to try and compete with consoles a little bit.
Yeah.
It's going to be £1,000 now, I reckon.
Yeah. And then I'll add one more thing, and I know this has fucked up our whole episode, by the way. This
I think it's cool. It's cool. You haven't been on for ages. You come on and you fucking slander every game that's ever been. Well, that's fine.
Well, I'm not so much against new technology, by the way, because I want to do some shout outs, which I don't see the industry, or maybe the industry is starting to go that way. But like, the movement, like the actual consoles, I'm not a fan of the motivation, but when they dipped into VR, like I was really impressed by that, and I still really got like a big
No, they dipped out of it. Yeah.
and they dipped out of it, unfortunately. Again, modern gaming, right? But and the other like real modern game that I do like, which is taking me away from console, is I know you don't like this, but I'm so impressed on what just like a tablet can do or a phone. Like from the moment a phone can play Death Stranding or the new Resident Evil, I just feel like not only is that amazing, but I just do feel like, so what is
there just isn't a game. I can see kind of like certain games working for me on that. So, for example, I've played a couple of Broken Sword games on the phone, and it's fine. It's fine. Okay, because that's, you know, it's a story game and it's point and click and it's kind of like fine.
But it's
really
gone beyond
hard to
that
get
one
all
as
the
well.
little
It's
pixely things.
the same
No,
experience, though.
I know that, right? And you're saying you're playing Death Stranding on whatever, and it's that's great. I don't want to play Death Stranding on something phone sized. I just don't.
Play it on your tablet. Play on your tablet.
Fine, maybe, but
Do you know what I mean? I had this. I had this, and I had
that's effectively what my Portal is. Right,
exactly
it's effectively
that, like,
what my Portal is, but it's just more ergonomic or whatever.
well, in addition to
I've
the
got no
Portal,
problem with it.
in
I just
addition to
don't.
the Portal, this makes calls. This has the internet. This has streaming. This has messaging. This has whatever.
I'm sure it does, but you know, I don't use the Portal that much. I guess what I'm just saying is like for playing something on a phone, it's got to be, you know, most of the gaming stuff I want to play is big, cinematic. I want it on the big screen. I want that, right? I'm not going to, but it's like, right, you're not going to want to watch Top Gun Maverick on your fucking phone for the first time, are you? The first time you want to see it in fucking IMAX, or you want to see it on at least, you know, in the cinema or whatever, right? You don't want to see it for the first time on your phone.
No, but
if you're watching the latest episode of, like, you know, I don't know, Neighbours or something, fine, watch it on your little shitty phone. That's fine.
But there is a lot of people out there that only game on the Switch, for example.
Yeah,
like
I'm sure they do. That's the yeah. I mean, that's fine. But I think
they don't even dock it. You know, they just
but that's fine, because that's what that's built for. It's not for me. I want to play some of those games, boom, on the big screen, right? I don't want to play something like Red Dead 2 on that. I don't want to play Cyberpunk on a handheld. I want to play it on the big screen. I want that cinematic experience. I want to feel immersed in it, right?
Yeah, I get that. And a big screen is all good, but I mean, like, for me, like, that modern novelty of, like you mentioned Red Dead. I was playing the first Red Dead on the plane on my 10-hour trip to Jamaica, you know, and it was great. Like, I was playing it with my the first Red Dead. I was playing it with a PlayStation DualShock. This was the one I took with me, which is just my PlayStation 4 DualShock. Like, this is my dedicated one, so I've got a dedicated one for my iPad, so I don't have to keep on Bluetoothing it. Like, just, when it turns on, it's there. And this is like, I was playing Pro Evo. I was playing Metal Gear Solid.
It's cool, but on an iPad, slightly different.
Yeah, right? Like, it's just, I don't know, that I'm impressed with. That I
don't have an issue. Like I said to you, if the only console I had was a Switch 2, fine. I could put up with that. I could find games on that I like. But it's like, for me, that the difference between handheld and big screen is a big thing for me, right? I will play certain games on handheld. I won't play certain games. So, for example, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, I want to play that on the big screen. Okay, because it's kind of tactical, sneaky, shoot, right?
Yeah.
JRPGs, fine on the Steam Deck. Love them on the Steam Deck. I want to play them on the Steam Deck. I don't see the point of having that on a big screen. There's no point, right?
Yeah.
So I just picked up Dragon Age 7, the remake.
Yes. Yeah.
Love that game. So beautiful.
Yeah, I'm surprised you do, but I'm happy you do.
No, I really got into Dragon Quest 11. Loved that game. Finished that game.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, but this is very different to just like the way it looks, even.
But it's the thing about Dragon Quest, right? So it just feels like a cozy game, right? You don't have to think. It's kind of basically it's a really simple JRPG. There's no.
Does this one have the coffin like in that follows? Have you ever died in a party? Has any of your party members died?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Because remember I said in
the coffin following you. No, I don't. I think it's also got loads of quality of life stuff. So you can go in there and you can mess about with things like when when a teammate dies, does it respawn with like full health at the end? You know, when you get out of the battle, does he kind of spring back up with full health, or does he come back with 1 HP, or does he not come back at
Oh,
all?
that's cool. You can edit
It,
that, yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty
you
cool.
can change quite a lot. They've done loads and loads of quality of life
Because
stuff.
they were a lot harder, those early Dragon Quest games, than the latest ones.
This is really easy. This is a really easy game.
Really?
Yeah,
Dragon Quest
really,
3 was
really,
kicking my ass,
which
man.
is fine. I'm quite happy with that at the
This is
moment.
2, right? Dragon Quest 2.
No, this is Dragon Quest 7. So they did. I think they did
Oh,
Dragon
sorry, it's
Quest
Dragon
2
Quest
and
7. Sorry.
3. There's
Yeah.
Dragon Quest, I think 2 and 3 remakes that came out.
Yes.
This is
Sorry.
Dragon Quest
Yeah.
7. This is the one with the very. It's not 2D HD style, but it's that really
2.5
beautiful,
HD.
clear. It's not. It's not. The mini map
not.
looks a bit. The world map looks a bit like that.
Yeah.
But it looks more like Zelda
Link's
Awakening.
Awakening.
Yeah, Link's Awakening, the remake. It looks like that. Really beautiful,
Nice.
clear, bright, vibrant graphics.
I've played the original. I've played the original 7.
Yeah, so it looks beautiful. Really fucking beautiful. It's lush.
The original does look a bit rough, to be honest.
But that's what I mean. So when I'm talking about like remakes, we were talking about remakes earlier. This is what I'm talking about. What they've done is they've taken the essence of this game, and they've thrown in a shed loads of quality of life stuff. They've cut out a lot of the, it was like 100-hour game, just with loads of filler and grinding, and you can complete this game now in about 40 hours. So they kind of like streamlined it, and they've made it look beautiful.
Oh no, sorry, I don't have it. No, sorry, I got 8. I had to count on my fingers. I don't know the Roman numerals. I got 8. Yeah, fine.
So yeah, it's a lovely game, but it's very much my kind of JRPG where it's cozy, it's quite simple. I don't have to think too much. It's great. I could just turn off, play it, and you can get lost in it. And all the chapters are kind of like just about the right length for me to play in a sitting kind of thing. It's different from something like playing a Xenoblade, which is very serious and very kind of right, or playing something like a Final Fantasy, or even like a Clair Obscura, which I love Clair Obscura, but
yeah, I know what you mean. It's different. It's different.
And this is comforting. This is cozy. It's like hug. It's just a lovely, lovely, lovely game, and 40 quid on the Steam Deck. On the Steam Deck, it is perfect. It's absolutely perfect to play on that. So there are plenty of games that come. I mean, that's not a modern. I mean, we've named the two, like Metal Gear Solid and Dragon Quest 7. They're both remakes, right? But
I will give it to Dragon Quest, because 11, the newest version, was fantastic as well.
Yeah, it was really good, and that's the game that game was my gateway into JRPGs.
Was it?
I hadn't played really any JRPGs prior to that.
You played Persona?
Played Persona 4 on Vita.
That's proper. That is JRPG. That you
don't get. Didn't like it. Didn't like it. It was stupid, right? It was like, oh, you didn't eat the yogurt on day 13? Well, in that case, you're locked out of the entire. It's
yeah.
I hate that stuff. I hate it.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah,
what were you doing? Eating ramen all day? You twat.
Yeah. You went to swimming practice on a Tuesday? Oh no.
Yeah.
I hate
you missed half the game.
It's like Metaphor ReFantasia was I loved Metaphor for ReFantasia, the bit I played of it. But as soon as and that game was really generous. You could still basically do everything. There was a time mechanic to it.
I was a big fan of it.
It might have just been the setting, the fact it was a fantasy setting, and it was also just weird. But I really liked most of it. I really liked the gameplay of it, but the time element of it, I was kind of like, oh, I hate it when they do that. Why do they do that? I don't want to be like, what day is it? And I've got a time pressure mechanic on it. I don't want a time pressure mechanic on it. I can't stand that shit. So that's the beauty of something like Dragon Age 7. It doesn't have any of that. But that's not to say I'm only playing fucking remakes of games.
Sounds like you fucking are.
No, not at all. I'm just poaching up my library to see what I've been playing recently. So yeah, like No Rest for the Wicked, that's great. Cairn, however you want to call it, the climbing game.
Oh yeah, it's that.
The only other one I was thinking about for you specifically was that Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. which is basically Skyrim, but a good version of it. Much more depth, much more complicated,
You
not
said that about
complex.
Avowed to me, I think, as well.
About what Avowed?
Yeah.
Avowed is still quite simple, but Tainted Grail is darker. It's got a bit more of a darker tale to it. But it is basically Skyrim, but with a little bit more complexity to its mechanics. So you can go a little bit more deep. You can make the builds a bit more personalized and a bit more sort of like it's not just you can make it as broad as you want. So if you ever see that on special or sale or whatever on the Steam Deck, I would highly recommend that for you. Not that you're going to listen to my reviews, but I'm just saying, if you like
No,
Skyrim,
from you I do. From you I do. Yeah.
if you like
I mean,
Skyrim, it's worth a shout. Again, buy it, play it for an hour and a half. Don't like it, get a refund. It's it's easy. So there are plenty of new games out there I'm playing. But yeah,
I'll talk to you real briefly about a new game that I've been playing. So I'm continuing to play Battlefield. No, sorry, just Battlefield. I'll make it really brief because the new season launched yesterday.
Okay.
And
are you playing? Are you playing like Battlefield? Are you playing the Warzone version of
the Warzone version? Yeah, called RedSec. So I just wanted to quickly say like the update on that, which I'm not sure if I like or not. I'm not sure if I don't like, but either way, I do find it funny. So there's gas in the game now, Vimesy. So I'm not talking about like the circle, like the fire that if you go in, you're actually dead. Like there's like toxic gas, like in random spots of the map. They randomly spawn now.
Okay.
It's like a limited mode.
Do you get a warning, or is it just?
No, you don't get any warning. You don't get any warning. It just starts to form, and you got a mask now, so you can put your mask on. But if you don't put it on, if your mask runs out, the mask destroys, and you're breathing it in. And if you're breathing it in, well, firstly, you can't see shit because you can like hardly see 2 meters in front of you, which is quite funny. But secondly, if your mask breaks, your mask does regen outside of the storm. But if it breaks and you're stuck in the storm, you don't lose health, but you start to hallucinate.
No,
so what you start to do is you start to see other soldiers running around and you hear their footsteps. So I was like, British is right behind you. Like, I didn't know at first, right? So we're like, what the fuck is going on? So you see like AI, it's quite funny. So you can imagine like in a final circle when you don't know who's real, who's fake.
Well, I can just see you sort of like sitting on a hill, just watching people just like firing off into nothing.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if I like it or not. I find it funny, but it's not Battlefield.
So are you exclusively playing RedSec now, or do you play any proper Battlefield at all?
Well, I like to play normal Battlefield as well, but Pratesh is exclusively RedSec.
He's such a dick, isn't he?
Yeah, so
I mean, a very small dick, but a dick nonetheless.
He's got a chippelar, hasn't
he? Tiny penis.
Yeah. But no, I went on the other day because I needed to upgrade my P90, and I played for about 3 hours just all the new maps again, and I still a fantastic game.
I need to get back on it, but it's just like
it's great. And there's a few new maps.
It's just that mood thing, when you go through that mood of, am I in the mood for a multiplayer game? And I just want to sit in my little corner and play my little JRPG. So I don't know.
Interestingly enough, and I'm so sorry. I've missed the chat, so I'm just going to catch up on the chat a bit. And Groove Furniture, see, we got chat. Shout out to Groove Furniture. He said it's a really interesting hearing both of your points in this. I've been having a similar problem as Pet. I'm not sure the new games are actually for me anymore. This is exactly me. Possibly they aren't aimed at me anymore.
There's more than one sicko out there.
And for a while, that was annoying. Recently, though, I've had my change of how I find my games now. I've gone backwards, basically. I've been playing old games on old consoles I didn't get to play. This is me as well.
Okay.
It's been great. Not cutting edge, of course, but the games I want are there. They are just buried in history, ready for me to play. This is how I feel. I realize, though, this isn't great for your podcast. Nobody's wanted to hear a review of Sonic 2. Literally this.
Nobody wants to hear Sonic.
Great podcast as always, and value honest thoughts on all subjects. But this is the point. Like, this is what I was trying to say. Like, it's not. There's enough games out there. I feel for me, if I was to stop, I would be fine. I would be fine. I'm not going to stop because there's one-off games that I still like playing.
I think the bit I get. No,
but I'm glad I'm not the only one. Like, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
You're not definitely the only one. But all I would say on that is I don't see why it's an issue, right? You know, it
because
doesn't have
I'm
to be. I only play modern games, or I only going to go back.
no, we're not
It's
exclusive.
not the
We're
right
not
thing, you know.
exclusive to old games because we're vintage lovers of old clothes. So it's got to be old, or I'm not touching it. It's what we like. Yeah. If you gave me two games, didn't tell me what year they were made, and was like, here, play this one and play this one. Most likely, I would like the one and go, okay, I picked that one. Oh well, that one was created in 2011, and this one came out last week. Pet, Pet. That's how I feel I am, kind of thing,
Mm.
right? That's it's not like, oh, it's old, so I must play it. I wish the newer games gave me the same feeling of some of those older games, and maybe, and like I said to you, maybe that's taking more risk, right? Shadow Colossus and stuff like that. Maybe they took more risks back then, and they don't now. That's what.
No. See, that's where I think, like, yeah, okay, Shadow Colossus was like amazing, and it came out and it was good and whatever. But there
Japan
are,
studio, which is bye bye.
there are so many, and I don't know whether this is a console problem or not. And I know that sounds, but like on PC, there are so many games that are pushing the envelope and trying to do different stuff, and you know, trying different mechanics, doing something different, having different aesthetics, not all doing, you know, there was a game a friend of mine was talking to me about the other day, which is basically it's almost like you're playing it in DOS. So, but do you know what I mean? It's not like they're not there. It's not like they're not there. They're just harder to find because there are so many games now. You know, when Shadow of the Colossus like came out, you had to have a physical release on a disc, so obviously you were limited. You didn't have that many games. So when a game came out, it was like, oh, look at this, and then word of mouth gets out. And there are loads of games that word of mouth have got out.
But Vimesy, it might just be what I like though as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course,
loads of games. There's loads of new Doom games, but I think they nailed it on the original or Doom 2. And it hasn't been the since then. It hasn't been the same since. That includes Doom 3.
You played Bolt Gun, Warhammer Bolt Gun,
Eternals and Doom Shite Eternals.
Yeah. Well, that's different, right? Have you played like Warhammer Bolt Gun? I think it's Warhammer Bolt Gun. So Bolt Gun is basically a Doom clone, but it's done in the Warhammer universe.
Yeah, a boomer shoot. What's it called?
Yeah, it's a boomer shooter, which is basically it's basically a Doom clone, right? But it's based in the Warhammer universe. You probably like that one. Because I think the new Dooms have tried to. I'm not going to say they've tried to innovate, but they've tried to kind of, we've got to make it different somehow. So we'll enter a new mechanic, or we'll bring in a new movement thing, or we're doing this like, no, it's like with Uncharted. I just like the gameplay. I liked it. If you can make that run stably, and just give me another story with the same people in, that's what I want.
Yeah,
that's what I like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I just want to make the point. It's not like we're not like craving like, oh, if it's made after 2011, then we hate it. No, it's not about that. It's not like because there's people out there, right? Like, oh, I'm only gonna buy those trousers if they're vintage. Like, when were they made? Mate, if they look vintage and they were made this year, buy the fucking trousers. What are you talking about? Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? But so it's like that anyway. I don't know. I'm looking at my games, my old games down here. I'm going.
I think there's also, there's a big push, and this is slightly off topic if you like, but there's a big push for everything to go back, especially for people of a certain age, where I'm moving away from digital stuff. I'm starting to rebuild my Blu-ray library, my CD library. I'm starting to pick up those albums that I could get off my phone. I could just go, I'm going to go to Spotify, YouTube Music, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Play the album. I want to have it on disc. It's sitting on my shelf. I can see it. I can play it, and I play the album.
I completely agree.
I want to watch a film. I'm getting it off my disc. Put my disc in the machine. I'm watching my film. Right?
Do you know what I think as well? If we're taking it further than gaming,
people do that.
Yeah, if we're taking it further than gaming, I've always felt this. Yeah, if something was good back in the day, like if it was good back in the day, it's good now. I'm not saying there's not other.
I think that's a very different thing. This is like, so music.
Well, people go like, oh, CD player's not good anymore because we've got iPods. CD player's fine. Maybe that's not a good example, but like, have you seen? Where's my phone?
Where's my phone?
Where's my phone?
You're probably looking at it. It's probably like what you're streaming on.
No, I've got my old little Nokia. Oh, let me go grab my phone. I don't know if you've seen my phone.
He's gone. He's gone. He walks off again. He's done it again. This is where he comes back into shot and you realise he's not wearing any trousers, because that's what Pet does all the time. But here he comes. I can hear him. Here he comes. Yep, he's not wearing any trousers. Brilliant. Is that a handbag?
Well, like it's a work bag, yeah.
It's a handbag. You've got a fucking man bag. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, for work. It holds my laptop. That's my other phone. That's my second phone. If it was
Is
good back in the day,
like a 3810, is it?
I'm not too
Oh
sure.
no, it's a ching with the Motorola with the Razor.
Cut all the bullshit out. Like if it was good back then, it's good now. The only thing this isn't good at is texting. It takes me ages to text on this.
Yeah, we've noticed, mate. You never fucking text.
No. I got this is my work phone. This is what I use for my work phone. I still got the new version here.
No, this is like there's phones now you can buy that basically stop you from downloading like scroll apps, so they won't let you install things like TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah, do you know what?
Blue Sky,
WhatsApp
Twitter,
no longer works
X,
in
whatever
this.
it is.
That's not good.
So anyway, that's a very, very different thing. That's just, I've kind of tried to bring some analog back into my life. So I kind of get what you're saying with that sort of thing. But the difference,
I've always felt like that, I felt that way with fashion as well.
Well, we can tell. We can tell.
I don't care, man. Like if you liked it, it's always good. I don't care if it's fashionable or not. Like I remember when Converse weren't fashionable, and I was rocking Converse. Like when mullets weren't fashionable, I was the only fucking one with a mullet. Now they're all fashionable. Like if you like flares, go ahead and wear your flares, man. Do you know what I mean?
I don't understand that mullet haircut, but that's just my age.
Well, I had it myself, but
man, I don't care what anybody fucking wears.
That's what I mean. If it was good
if they think that mullet looks good, I mean they're wrong. But if they think it looks good, that's fine. It's up to you. Man.
Well, a lot of people are doing it today. Are just doing it out of fashion. That's what I'm saying. Don't follow just follow what you like, right? If it's not fashionable anymore.
I wish I had the hair to do that with anymore, but there we go. Whatever. Anyway,
or whatever, skinny jeans, whatever you want to bloody do, or skateboard
into skinny jeans, mate. Not with my legs.
Whatever it is.
My thighs are getting into
skinny jeans. If it was good, then it's good now. That's what I mean. I don't know.
Well done. Good note to end on. Good note to end on. So next week we're going to come back and Pet's going to have bought 3 brand new games and he's going to completely renege on this and go, oh man, modern gaming's amazing. I fucking love it. It's so cool.
I just played the latest Gears of War. It's amazing.
No, it's not going to be. So hopefully Clarky with, I don't know, it won't be next week, probably 2 weeks time, probably. Until then, we hope you have a great gaming time. Thank you very much for watching, listening, whatever. Sorry for the vague interruptions. I don't know what's going on with this stream tonight, but there we go. Clarky will definitely upload this at some point. It is today the 18th of February, so let's see how well that goes down. Till then, thanks very much and goodbye.
Bye-bye.